Good morning to all of you. In May 2014, in response to aircraft losses, ICAO decided to set up a dedicated meeting on aircraft tracking. The outcome of such a meeting was that all the state members agreed that tracking airline flights, regardless of their location and their destination, was a priority. Therefore, ICAO asked IATA to set a dedicated task force working on aircraft tracking, the ATTF, the Aircraft Tracking Task Force, and to work on recommendations on aircraft tracking. So IATA the ATTF worked in cooperation with us, Airbus, the aircraft manufacturers, the air navigation service providers, the data link communication service providers, and some of you operators. So this aircraft tracking task force issued a report that was included in the Global Aeronautical Distress and Safety System ICAO document. And this report includes recommendation for you, operator, to implement the aircraft tracking system. So what about this concept? In fact, it is based on a transmission from the aircraft of the 4D position as well of the aircraft identification. And there are two modes of operation. The first mode of operation is a normal tracking mode, for which this information is transmitted at least every 15 minutes, and the abnormal tracking mode, for which this information is transmitted every single minute. Today, the ICAO does not define any condition to trigger this abnormal tracking mode, and they rely on the industry to define such conditions. Last year, during our flight ops and training regional seminars, we presented to you the ICAO status, and we presented to you that ICAO intended to introduce recommendation on normal tracking for both oceanic and remote area in November of last year, and they plan to make those recommendations applicable from November of this year. And as ICAO has changed this position since last year, we decided to make this presentation to give you an update on the regulations, as well as to present to you our solutions on aircraft tracking. So today my presentation will be divided in two parts. First of all, we will review the regulations, including information on local regulations, and I will present to you our solutions. So, as I said to you in the introduction, ICAO intended to make the recommendation on normal tracking applicable from November of this year. But the Air Navigation Committee identified that this would create an undue burden for the industry if some open points were not clarified before the applicability date. These open points include the following. What about the applicability to cargo aircraft? Today, the regulation, the recommendations do not apply to cargo aircraft, whereas some member states do not agree with this position. What about operation in polar area, where we have some data link communication coverage issues? What about operations with limited flight over oceanic areas? This type of operation, these recommendations apply to this type of operation? And finally, there is a need to set up a proper coordination between you, the operators, and the air navigation service providers in case of abnormal situation, including the non-reception of position reports. As all those points are still open, ICAO decided to postpone the applicability date of those recommendations to November 2018. And also they decided to reduce the scope of this applicability to oceanic area only because there is no standardized, no clear definition of remote area. Having said that, what about the national authorities? They have to define their own regulation, and it's up to you to monitor this regulation. And it's important because the local regulation may differ to the recommendations from the ICAO. There are already some regulations that have been published. This is the case of the European Commission that has published some regulation on aircraft tracking system in the air operations regulation. And this regulation will be applicable from December 2018. Concerning the civil aviation authorities of Singapore, they have also published their own regulation, and this regulation is applicable from July 2016, this year. But there is a specificity with this regulation. In fact, if you read this regulation, it clearly stipulates that the abnormal tracking system shall not make use of a voice report through HF. What does it imply? In fact, it implies that to cope with this regulation, you pilots can use position reports by voice using other communication means. But from November 2018, you will have to implement an automating reporting system. So this is an example of local regulation for which the requirements differs from the ICAO recommendations. Having said that, what about our solutions? In fact, for those who were present last year in our regional seminars, we presented 3 solutions that have the advantage to be easily implemented and with no additional workload for you in the cockpit. These solutions are not applicable for A300, 600 aircraft as well as for the A310 aircraft. So I will come back to those aircraft types later on in my presentation. So the 3 solutions that we have proposed to you is, first, by the use of the AOC functions, the AOC which is used for you pilots to exchange data links messages with your OCC center. The other possibility is the use of the ACMS solution. This solution is used to exchange maintenance message or engine parameter to your maintenance control center. The last solution is by the use of the ADSC. The ADSC is basically used to transmit position reports to your ATC center, but it can also be used to transmit such an information to your OCC. So what we are going to do now is we are going to review the 3 solutions, and we will see the advantages and the limitations of such solutions. So, first of all, regarding the normal tracking capability, they all have this capability. Then, abnormal tracking capability. There is a limitation with the ADSC solution. As I said to you, this solution was basically set to transmit position report to the ATC center. Therefore, this solution is standardized. So there is no possibility for you to customize the messages that are exchanged with the ground. And the only possibility for you to trigger the abnormal tracking mode is by receiving on ground the so-called on-event message. And as there is a limited set of on-event messages in the standard, there is a limited set of conditions to trigger the abnormal tracking mode. Regarding the priority in terms of communication through ACARS, because this is the ACARS network which is used for those solutions. In fact, the ADSC messages have the highest priority, and the ACMS messages have the lowest priority. For the ACMS messages, what you have to take into consideration is that in case of abnormal tracking condition, in fact, there is a high probability that maintenance messages will be transmitted to the MCC. Therefore, there is a probability that the position report messages be delayed. For the ADSC solution, if you use this solution, you will transmit position reports to your OCC, and this could downgrade the performance of the transmission of position report for ATC purposes. So we are not in favor of such a solution. Regarding the impact on the hardware, for the two first solution, there is no impact if you are equipped with data link, including the appropriate communication means for the routes you plan to operate. For the ADSC solution, there is no impact if your aircraft is equipped with FANSEI or FANSEI Plus solution for the A320, 30, and 40 family. And this is basically the case for the A350 and A380 aircraft. What about the impact on the software? For the AOC solution, you'll have to customize the AOC database. For the ACMS solution, you will also have to customize the ACMS database. And finally, for the ADSC solution, you'll have to implement a logic on ground to trigger the abnormal tracking mode. So finally, regarding the cost, impact on cost, for the three solution, as you will transmit new messages, there is an impact, a cost impact due to the transmission of the data. And the cost vary according to the contract you have established with your data link service provider. For the AOC solution, you will also have to customize the database. This is also the case for the ACMS solution. And for the ADSC solution, you will have to put in place a logic to trigger the abnormal tracking mode. So we have seen that there are some limitations for the ADSC solution. There is a limitation for the ACMS solution. So to conclude, the optimized solution and the solution that we recommend to implement is the AOC solution. And this is a solution that we know that some of you operators already use to transmit position reports to your OCC centers. Having said that, what about abnormal tracking and what about conditions to trigger the abnormal tracking mode? As I said to you in the introduction, ICAO rely on the industry to make some proposals on condition to trigger the abnormal tracking mode. And this is what we, Airbus, have proactively done. So what we have done, we have analyzed data from more than 1,000 real flights. We have also performed flight tests. And we have defined a set of conditions to trigger the abnormal tracking mode. With an important thing is that we want to avoid to spurious triggers. So this activity is now completed. And the next step for us is to launch the development of AOC solutions. So we have starting discussion with our AOC provider, Honeywell and the other provider, and we to define a generic aircraft tracking solution which is valid for both normal and abnormal tracking. The other provider is Rockwell Collins. What about the A300, 600, and the A310? For those aircraft types, we only have a solution that we can propose to you, and which is based on the use of the DFD-AMU. There is a limitation with this solution because we do not have the capability to detect abnormal condition. That is to say that the only way to cover normal and abnormal tracking mode is by sending the position report every single minute. That was for our solution within the aircraft. What about the on-ground solutions? As already presented during this week, we have a solution which is called AirFlight and which responds to the ICAO recommendations and which is in line with compatible with our solutions. So if it's not already done, I invite you to go to the booth if you need more information regarding this solution, because this solution can provide much more information than only aircraft tracking. So have a look to this solution. So to conclude, first of all, compared to what we had said last year during our regional seminar, ICAO has decided to postpone the applicability date of the recommendation on normal flight tracking. Now the new applicability date is November 2018. Today there is no requirement, no recommendation on abnormal tracking. As I said to you, there are already some national regulations published related to this subject, and you should pay attention to those regulations that may differ to the ICAO recommendations. On our side, we have defined a set of conditions to trigger the abnormal tracking mode, and we are working with the AOC providers in order to propose to you a generic solution which is valid for normal and abnormal tracking mode. And to finish, I would like to remind you that all this information is already available on Airbus World Portal via an OIT, an easy, and should there be new information on this subject, for sure, we will update those documents accordingly, and we will send you a news to have a look on this updated information. Thank you very much.